Hello everybody and welcome to another trailer reaction. We've got another Total War Warhammer 3. I reacted to the cinematic a little while ago and I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. And just a forewarning for any new people who come in who really understand Warhammer and stuff. I don't. I know pretty much jack shit about Warhammer entirely. I know almost nothing about it. I've loved the Total War games though. I've pretty much played every Total War game that's come out. And I really enjoy them all quite a bit. Some are better than others, obviously. But I do overall really love the Total War series. Warhammer 3, I don't know what it's about or anything like that. Although some people have, you know, the Chaos Realm and Kiev and stuff like that. I've been explained to a little bit in the comments of the previous video for people who knew stuff about Warhammer. And I would like to get into Warhammer things, but I feel like that's such a can of worms to open. And it would take a lot of time to fully, like, kind of understand what's happening. But when the game comes out, maybe I'll be more interested in looking at it myself. Warhammer 2, though, I really loved the design of everything. Everything looked really cool. I love the fantasy in it. I love all the creature designs, pretty much everything about Warhammer I really enjoyed from a design aspect. Like all the creatures, all the characters, they all looked epic. It all looked epic. And I can't wait to see what Warhammer 3's got in store because I think Warhammer 2 was the best Total War for like spectacle in a fight, and it just looked so cool and there were so many cool designs, and as I said multiple times now. But anyway, we'll get to this trailer and watch it. Let's see what we're in for here. I'm not sure if this is a cinematic or whether this is actually a gameplay. The trailer footage shown uses the Wait, we're going to pause that just so we can read that. The trailer footage shown uses the in-game engine and represents a work in progress. So it's actually an engine, okay. It's not a cinematic then, not like not a CGI trailer. Ooh. So that's Kiev, I believe. Or someone who's a part of it, at least.
The motherland has turned her back on us. Exiled to a wasted land. Brothers and sisters betrayed. Whilst the meek cling to power. Is it just?
Ooh, Chaos Warrior. Epic.
To be the bulwark the world relies on?
Nah, we'll go full volume.
Does it make us weak? To witness endless loss?
Holy shit.
Do we falter?
He looks really cool.
Are molded by it.
Holy shit.
Forged hot against an anvil of ice.
What is that?
Rage consumes us.
His voice is getting more Holy shit.
But from the fire, we rise again.
Oh my god! Holy shit. I just got goosebumps. And I don't know anything about Warhammer. Just read the head. Oh, that was probably one of the gods then. That was such a hype trailer. That was like such a cool trailer. That was all in engine. It definitely looked in engine compared to the CGI. It looked like the game will most definitely, judging by what Warhammer 2 looks like, this looks like it's almost like someone's watching a replay and they've got the HUD off or something like that. That's what that reminds me of. It almost looks like it's in-game. Well, it's in-engine, not in-game, if that makes sense. So they made this whole thing, engineered it to look this way in the engine, but it's not actually representative of the final game sort of thing. But I guarantee it's going to look something like that, judging by how Warhammer 2 lived up to how it looked. It does look like parts of it are actually in game though, like someone's almost pressed play and whatnot, and I guess that's the whole point. At the same time, some of these, again, this is exactly why I love Warhammer though. I don't know anything about Warhammer like lore wise or anything like that, but it just looks so epic, and it is epic. It's just so fun and interesting to look at, and because you see so many different like new designs all the time, and especially in this one, it looks like Chaos faction. I'm assuming it is Chaos. That could be ignorance on my part. It could maybe not be Chaos, but they look like Chaos to me from what little knowledge I have. And at the end here, there was it was like a demon or something. It's a god of some kind, I'm pretty sure. And in the English, in the last trailer reaction we did for Warhammer 3, the cinematic now, it showed the different gods. And a lot of people went into detail on who the different gods were, things like that. I got explained to a lot. I'm sorry, I really can't remember too much of... I remember hearing something about Khorne. I believe it was Khorne, like Khorne, at some point. But it's really hard because there's so much... so many people hit me with so much lore in that last video. And it's really cool to read. It's like, I love like seeing into like a whole other universe, a whole other kind of world sort of thing. Not world, universe, I guess is better suited for Warhammer. But it's like, you just see there's so much lore and content like when you look into it, and it's a bit overwhelming. It's like I can imagine it's like going into any sort of big like fleshed out universe already. It's a lot like that for me, and I feel a bit intimidated by jumping into the lore and stuff like that. But who knows? Maybe this game will persuade me to do it. Warhammer 2 didn't. I just had a lot of fun with the Total War mechanics while it looked really epic with the fantasy and all that element. And I loved all the different factions, and I do everything that Warhammer has chucked my way so far in terms of games. I've loved. So no doubt, if I got into the lore and all that, I would really enjoy it. I have no doubt about that. So yeah, I don't really have anything to add. I wish I did. I can imagine there's going to be a lot of like lore experts and people who know a lot about Warhammer really delving into it and breaking it apart. Because although I know nothing about Warhammer, I can tell already there's probably a lot of calls in here to different sections and whatnot. There's absolutely like some sort of something going on, and there's probably a lot of references in what they're showing, or maybe just faithful to what has already come in the past. So he looks badass. I think he looks really cool. And one thing I did notice actually, so it looks like this guy, who I'm sure some of you will explain to me who he is in the comments below, but it looks like this guy's transforming into something. It looks like, so that guy is this guy, right? I'm pretty sure he turns into that guy. He becomes a Chaos Warrior or some sort of leader of some kind of chaos. And because in the background, he had, this shot here. He's actually, it looks like he's got Kiev soldiers behind him. If it is Kiev, it could not be Kiev, and that could be entirely wrong. If it is, I'm apologize. Please correct me. I want to know what faction this is. But I believe Kiev showed up in the previous one. Maybe it wasn't Kiev though. I'm really sorry if it isn't. But assume, if I am wrong, assume every time I've said Kiev in the past, replace it with what the faction actually is, and that's what I meant. But yeah, it looks like he's like riding with them, and then he turns into like a Chaos Warrior of some kind. Because if you look, he's actually wearing that same armor. If I can... Yeah, I believe he's wearing that same armor. Let's have a look. Hang on. Yeah, that's the same armor, so it's definitely him transformed. But apart from that, that's all I can add. Apart from this, like, absolutely epic... Oh, wait, no. This thing, we saw her in the cinematic trailer actually as well. She was really cool in the cinematic. That is just epic. This is why I love Warhammer, and I don't know anything about Warhammer. I just know I love it. That's the thing. He says something there, and I can't quite make out what he says. But... okay, he says blood for the blood god, which is definitely a chaos thing, from my knowledge. And he says skulls. I think he said skulls for the skull throne, which is an epic line, actually. It's quite blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. And then there's this going on, and I don't know who... clearly there's a focus on this side character with their bear, and I don't know who it is at all. And that looks really cool. Very intimidating. I honestly, that's just got me really excited for Warhammer 3. I can't wait to see actual in-game footage, to see what mechanics they bring to the table, maybe some new ones. But if it is literally just like Warhammer 2, I honestly don't mind, because I loved Warhammer 2 so much, and I feel like they nailed down the mechanics. And it was a lot of fun to play with all the different big, you know, mystical creatures and the dragons and the phoenixes, and I'm trying to think of other ones, like, you know, all the Skavens, like Abomination and stuff like that. There's so many really cool creatures that I'm certainly forgetting, to like the Hydra, you know, all the weird dark elf stuff, and the lizard men. They were, I mean, it was all so cool, and I wish I knew more about it as well, so I should probably delve into it, but when I find the time, because that is a lot of investment to get involved into Warhammer lore. Anyway, I digress. I've been babbling on now for a bit, and I'm just excited to play it, so whenever, you could be sure when gameplay footage comes out, I will be covering it here on the channel. We've also got Resident Evil 8 on the cards right now. We're currently playing that on the channel. That's been really fun. It's been probably one of my favorite Resident Evil games I've been playing, and it's been I've been thoroughly enjoying it. And we've actually got Subnautica Below Zero coming out on the 14th, and I will be playing it. Then I cannot wait to play Subnautica Below Zero. That is a big game on this channel, the original Subnautica. So yeah, I can't wait for what we're doing on the channel right now, and I can't wait for the next Warhammer game to come out. So I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys.